Varsity phase lockdown as workers begin strike today. Over 100 airlines died in 40 years. That's according to Minister. NDLEA officers nab drug suspect, reject 10 million naira bribe. Those are the headlines there from the Punch newspaper this morning. And from the Vanguard newspaper, pressure mounts on naira, falls to 1,740 in parallel market. Families orting from high price. That's according to IMF. Blackout businesses, others suffer setback nationwide. That's a report there from the Vanguard newspaper. Coalition calls for IGP Egbetokun dismissal over alleged police brutality. Crisis erupts in Unizik over vice chancellor election. Understanding Tinubu's tax bills to relieve Nigerians, businesses. Shell setback upset Nigeria's quest to attract investment. Risky to invest in banking, breweries and refineries. NDIC should ensure maximum value from Heritage Bank's assets. That's according to the Senate. And 3 billion naira fraud. Minister summons National Assembly staff's leadership, aggrieved members, and families orting from high prices. That's according to IMF. Obasanjo to wealthy Nigerians assist the downtrodden. Those are some of the headlines from the Vanguard newspaper this morning. From the Daily Post newspaper, oil sector crisis, step down as minister. Nigerians tell Tinubu, let's breathe freely. NLC slam IMF, World Bank for disowning subsidy removal adversary. Power outages, costly petroleum product, catalyst for increased poverty. That according to Peter Obi there. Niger Delta, Pandef rejects scrapping of NDDC by Tinubu government. Tinubu never called himself petroleum minister. That according to Ononuga. Yaya Bello hiding under Governor Ododo's immunity. According to Ononuga. Ononuga again is saying Tinubu not aware is nicknamed T-Pain. No place for better edu in Tinubu's cabinet, according to the presidency. Those are some of the headlines. Ononuga made a lot of claims, according to the Daily Post newspaper this morning. Again, it says Tinubu's safety reason for buying presidential jet, defending the president's new move on the jet purchase. Tinubu bought refurbished jets. That's according to presidency. Those are some of the headlines in the Daily Post newspaper this morning. And from the Nation newspaper, a couple of headlines. There we have drink water, get rulers not at Olokun Feast. NDLEA uncovers illicit drug at Shrine underground storage in Lagos. 7 confirmed dead in Abuja building collapse. And youth need technology skills for global competitiveness. Helicopter crash. NSIB to deploy remotely operated vehicle. Investors raise long-term stakes on Nigeria's economy. President orders military chiefs to wipe out bandits. So that's some of the headlines there from the Nation newspaper. After this short break, I will bring you details of those stories. Please stay with us.
Hello, good people of Ekiti State and its environment. For your private, political, family, or club meetings, and so on, of not more than 50 to 100 participants, we introduce to you Adamimogo Event Hall. Yes! Right at Olojudo's Palace, Adamimogo 107.7 FM's compound, Ido Ekiti. Ample parking space, good security, clean environment. You also have the opportunity to book for a media publicity of your event on our fast-growing social media platforms. All these for for a talk. Simply visit us at Olojudo's Palace, Ido-Ekiti, or call the following numbers for more inquiries: 0803 526 5812 or 0916 340 0878 or 0806 511 4430. You can also call 0806 380 8891. Adamimogo Event Hall. We are waiting for your patronage.
All right, welcome back. Now let's begin the details of those stories that I read earlier, the headlines, and I start from the Punch newspaper with this headline saying federal government plans tax overhaul to access $750 million World Bank loan. It's saying the federal government is pressing ahead with critical tax reforms, not just to boost tax revenue and efficiency, but also to meet the requirement for a $750 million loan from the World Bank. The loan project is a part of the broader $2.25 billion approved by the World Bank for Nigeria on June 13, 2024, to bolster Nigeria's economic stability and support its vulnerable population. The other second part of the loan package was for the Nigeria Reform for Economic Stabilization to enable transformation, development policy financing program project. For the second loan, it was gathered or reported that the federal government had obtained $751.88 million out of the approved $1.5 billion so far. However, there has yet to be a disbursement for the first loan of 750 million naira. Punch observed that disbursement of the first loan is tied to specific fiscal and governance condition under the Accelerating Resource Mobilization Reforms Program. From the Punch newspaper this morning, according to Punch Fundings, federal government plans tax overhaul to access $750 million World Bank loan. And still on business, Vanguard newspaper is saying pressure mounts on Naira falls to 1,740 in parallel market. That's according to the Punch newspaper, the Vanguard newspaper this morning. The Vanguard newspaper is saying that, it's saying that pressure mounts on Naira falls to 1,740 in parallel market. There are indications that the local currency is set to fully reverse its gains as the depreciation trends enter a new height, hitting 1,740 naira per dollar in the parallel market at the close of trading last weekend. However, the naira remained stable with minor appreciation in the Nigeria Autonomous Foreign Exchange Market, NAFEM, as dealers speculate that the Central Bank of Nigeria, CBN, would likely intervene any moment from now to curtail the pressure on the exchange rate. Data from FMDQ showed that the indicative exchange rate for NAFEM fell to 1,600 naira per dollar from 1,601.2 naira per dollar on Thursday, indicating a 1.2 appreciation for the naira. Dealers who spoke to financial reporters at the weekend said they expect the exchange rate to close this month around 1,750 naira per dollar, while 2024 may end at over 1,800 naira per dollar. It's detailed in the Vanguard newspaper actually this morning. You can see further details of that. Pressure mounts on naira as it falls to 1,740 in parallel market. Still in the Vanguard newspaper, families halting from high prices. That according to IMF. Families are halting from high prices. The managing director of the International Monetary Fund, IMF, Ms. Kristalina Georgieva, said on yesterday at the ongoing annual meeting of the IMF World Bank in Washington, D.C. Speaking at the Global Policy Agenda 2024 briefing, the MD said that the global economy was faced with being stuck on the path of slow growth and high debt. Awards, in quotes now, the global economy has held a well. Inflation has All right, the global economic has held up well. Inflation has continued to decline thanks to the concerted effort of the central banks and thanks to the ease of chain supply performance. But people are not feeling good about the economic prospects of their economies. Everybody I ask, how is your economy? The answer is good. How is the mood of the people? The answer is not good. Families are still hurting from high prices and global growth is anemic. We expect the global economy to grow by 3.2% this year and slow to 3.1% annual growth in 5 years. Trade is not more a powerful engine of growth. We live in a more fragile world. Those were the words of the MD. There you can see further details from the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Families hurting from high price. All right, in the Daily Post newspaper this morning, oil sector crisis. Step down as minister. Nigerians tell Tinubu. The Daily Post newspaper is saying the persistent crisis in the oil sector is fueling calls on President Bola Tinubu to step down aside as Minister of Petroleum. Recall that despite the sudden removal of fuel subsidy, the same day the president assumed office, Nigerians are yet to witness stability in the sector. Tinubu had on Wednesday dashed the expectation of several Nigerians agitating for a rejig in the petroleum ministry. Recall that in a significant cabinet shake-up during the 19th Federal Executive Council meeting at the State House in Abuja last Wednesday, President Bola Tinubu approved the removal of 5 ministers believed to be underperforming. Tinubu also reassigned 10 ministers to new portfolios and nominated 7 new ministerial appointees for onward screening and confirmation by the Nigerian Senate. However, prior to the shake-ups, stakeholders and some civil society organizations had called on Tinubu to resign as the petroleum minister. The president was also asked to remove some bigwigs in the National Oil Petroleum Company Limited (NNPCL) to ensure transparency in the oil sector. Report also indicates that the controversy surrounding the removal and alleged return of fuel subsidy in the NNPCL's inability to review the local refineries after the series of failed promises had triggered calls by investigations into the sector. Those are the challenges there, according to the Daily Post. But there is a reaction there coming from the presidency, where it's saying that the presidency does not point himself out. That's according to Bayo Ononuga, saying that. All right, I'll get to the details then now, and I would make the response to the cries of many Nigerians there. According to this is the response there, also from the Daily Post newspaper. Rather, Tinubu never called himself petroleum minister. That's according to Ononuga. President Bola Tinubu's special advisor on main information and strategy, Bayo Ononuga, said his principal has never ascribed to himself the position of the Minister of Petroleum. Ononuga said the Petroleum Ministry has 2 ministers supervised by President Tinubu. The presidential spokesperson disclosed this while featuring on the national TV on Sunday. According to him, it says, and I quote, "The president has never called himself the Minister of Petroleum. It's you people in the media. We have 2 ministers as far as this president is concerned. We have 2 ministers of petroleum. One of them focuses on gas. That's an error that this government discovered that in the past that Nigeria neglected, and all right, that's an error that this government discovered in the past that Nigeria neglected, and Nigeria is more of gas country than oil country. President Tinubu is focusing on gas." Those were the words of the president's spokesperson there. Recently, Obasanjo said he made a mistake during his time by not focusing on gas, and Tinubu is rectifying that by making sure we focus on gas. The president supervises all his ministers. He is in charge of everything. Those were the words of Bayo Ononuga there from the Daily Post newspaper. Tinubu never called himself petroleum minister. That's according to Bayo Ononuga. Still within the presidency, this is saying Niger Delta PANDEF rejects scrapping of NDDC by President Tinubu government. The Pan-Niger Delta Forum PANDEF has rejected President Tinubu's decision to scrap the Ministry of Niger Delta. The decision was contained in a communique issued at the end of a meeting in Port Harcourt, Rivers State, where the forum's General Assembly noted with serious concerns the scrapping of the Ministry of Niger Delta, which was established to address specific issues bordering on the peculiar circumstances of the Niger Delta, its damaged environment, and its overall importance to the national economy. PANDEF, led by elder statesman Pa Edwin Clark, said the ministry was dissolved without due consideration to those specific circumstances that led to its creation. It's detailed in the Daily Post newspaper. Niger Delta, PANDEF rejects scrapping of NDDC by Tinubu government. And let's breathe freely. NLC slams IMF, World Bank for disowning subsidy removal adversary. The Nigerian Labour Congress has asked the International Monetary Fund, IMF, and the World Bank to stop stifling Nigeria with the policy adversaries described as insincere. The NLC president disclosed this in a statement yesterday. This comes amid a statement attributed to IMF's African Regional Director, Abebe Selisi, during a press conference at the IMF and World Bank annual meeting in Washington, D.C., that characterized the Nigerian government decision to remove the fuel subsidy as a domestic issue. However, NLC faulted the IMF for distancing itself from the policies of the Nigerian government, which had brought hardship on the nation and its people. The IMF seems to be distancing itself from the futures backlash of these policies, but Nigerians are not naive. We recognize the destructive efforts of its harmful strategies on Nigeria and Africa, the union stated. That's according to the NLC there. But see details in the Daily Post newspaper this morning. Let's breathe freely. NLC slams IMF, World Bank for disowning subsidy removal adversary. And from the Punch newspaper, again, varsities face lockdown as workers begin strike today. Comes with this rider. It says non-teaching staff shut varsities, offices, gates, ministry mom as minister quit Wednesday. Okay, now the details is saying the Joint Action Committee of Non-Academic Staff Union of Educational and Associated Institutions and the Senior Staff Association of Nigerian Universities has vowed to indefinitely shut down all activities in universities across the country from Monday today when they embark on an indefinite strike. A statement made available to newsmen on Sunday and signed by National President Sanu Mohammed Ibrahim, General Secretary NASU Prince Peter Adeyemi, said the ultimatum it gave the federal government over its withheld salaries expired Sunday midnight. The unions are demanding, among others, the payment of 4 months withheld salaries, improved remuneration and allowances, and implementation of 2009 agreement with the government. You can see further details from the Punch newspaper. Again, varsities face lockdown as workers begin strikes today. All right, 07047007701 or 07072766278. Those are the lines to call to make your contributions known quickly. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Your name and where you calling us from?
It's Pastor Joshua calling.
All right, go ahead, sir.
Yes, thank you very much. I want to talk about the issue of the university workers.
All right.
Strike.
All right.
You see, it's very painful with the way the federal government is handling the issue of these our schools in Nigeria. I didn't blame them because all of them, none of them that have been sending their children to any of the schools in Nigeria, they send their children to abroad. And they forgot that it is not everybody that has the money to be able to send the student outside the country. They should have been of help. This is one of the dividends that we're supposed to be enjoying in Nigeria as a citizen of Nigeria.
All right.
That is the case.
All right.
It's not good. It's not good at all.
All right. Thank you so much.
It's not good at all. We are not happy about that.
Thank you so
now
much.
The children now begin to struggle with their academics.
All right. Thank you so much. Let's give.
1 year, they begin to spend many years.
All right.
It's not good though.
All right. All right. Thank you so much. Let's give others room to call again. 07047007701 or 07072766278. Hello. Good morning. Hello. Good morning. Hello, good morning. All right, let's see if we can get one or two before we wrap it up on the program this morning. Again, 0704 700 7701 or 0707276678. Good morning. Hello, good morning. I can hear. Hello, good morning. Good morning. All right, I guess the network is quite funny this morning, but that's how much we can take on this morning's edition of the Daily Dose right here on Adamimogo 107.7 FM Idoi Kiti. It returns again tomorrow, and I can only say good morning and enjoy the rest of the day. Thanks for listening. My name is Oladoyin